So we have number 3, 11 into the negative 8 equals 59. Well, it's already isolated. We don't have to do anything else to it. So I'm going to immediately take log to both sides. So I'm going to get log 11 n minus 8 equals log of 59. I am then going to transfer that n minus 8, and I'm going to put it in parentheses just to not confuse anybody or myself as my exponent out in front. Log 11 equal to log of 59. So now all I have to do is get n by itself. I'm going to divide by log 11. So I'm going to be left with n minus 8 equals log of 59 divided by log of 11. Notice I did not say put it in your calculator. Do not put anything like this in your calculator until the very end. It makes sure that your decimals are correct and they're not completely estimated. Our last step here is to add 8 to both sides. So n is going to equal log of 59 divided by log of 11, and then we're going to add 8. Again, make sure to put this in parentheses if you're doing this all in one go on the calculator. So we're going to do log of 59 into your parentheses divided by log of 11 into your parentheses, add 8. So what you're going to get is approximately 9.70 to that 100th spot. So just as a reminder, please make sure you're doing approximations to the 100th spot. Okay. Moving on to number 4. Our first step is isolation. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We're going to get negative e to the 3n equals negative 434. Well, technically it is isolated, but it's not perfect. Because of that negative, it's going to be hard to manipulate. So we're going to divide by a negative 1 or multiply by a negative 1, whatever you choose. And we're going to be left with e to the 3n equals 434. And this is much more reasonable to deal with. Since we have an exponential e, guess what we're putting on both sides? You guessed it, a natural log. So we are going to get natural log e to the 3n equals the natural log of 434. As a quick reminder, ln and e will cancel out, and we're going to be left with 3n equals the ln of 434. To get n by itself, we'll divide by 3, so n will equal the ln of 434 divided by 3. So this case, you can see it's a little bit different, but please make sure when you're putting in this in your calculator, you're going to do natural log. It'll begin with parentheses. You'll do 434 into parentheses, then divide by 3. If you do not end parentheses, you'll get a number than what I've got. You should get approximately 2.02. Okay. We've got one more problem to go for today, and it is a word problem and a reminder of past content in this unit. Please make sure to pay attention because you are getting a review over it later. Our last problem. It's a word problem. I know. Ew, we'll be fine. Number 5. So the population of the United States was 281 million in the year 2000. So as a quick thing, I am going to say that this means at time equals 0, so we don't have to deal with anything else there. The growth rate of the population at that time was 1.24%. At that rate, how many years later will the U.S. population reach 400 million? So what we're looking for is T. We have no idea how many years is it going to take us to get to 400 million. Well, if you remember that lovely equation of A equaling A naught 1 plus R of T, that is a great basic interest equation and ways to find time management when rate is involved. So we're going to go through again and determine what variables we were given. Well, we were given that at 281 for our beginning, so our initial population, so our A naught equals 281. I'm going to keep it at 281 because it's the same thing. You'll be all right. It's going to cancel out all the zeros because we're trying to reach 400. We also have a rate of 1.24%, which means our rate is actually 0.0124. And then we're trying to get to the amount of 400 million. So now all we have to do is just plug it into our equation. So we're going to get 400 equal to 281 parentheses 1 plus our rate of 0.0124, and we're looking for our time. So now we just have to solve for time. I'm going to divide by 281 from both sides. I am not going to immediately divide it because I want to make sure that my decimals are as accurate as possible. I'm going to add my 1 plus 0.0124, so it's 1.0124 to the t. And now I can see it is in a exponential form, and I'm going to take log to both sides. So I'm going to get log of 400 over 281 equals log 1.0124 to the t. This means I can transfer my t in front. I'm going to get log 400 over 281 equal to t log 1.0124. I can divide by that log, so I'm going to get t equal to log 400 divided by 281, all divided by log 1.0124. Make sure in your calculator you are putting this in parentheses before you're divided by the other log. So you should be approximately getting 28.65 years. Okay? So please, I believe in you. I know how lovely this whole year is going, but here is some actual real world scenarios that you can find for time. Again, make sure if you have any questions, please let me know.